Good Friday morning. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Real Monica Adams Show. We are outside. I actually am able to be home today. My clients had to cancel, so it gives me a special edition for you out here in the beauty of nature where I always tell you to get out and enjoy the day and be outside and just take in the air. I'll tell you what, it is gorgeous out here. Besides the view, we've got the gorgeous palm trees behind us and the birds of paradise are beautiful palm trees from Florida Direct Palm Tree. It's just the air is so easy to breathe. So I hope you get a chance to get outside. If you haven't been yet, come on, join me. If you have the day off, the morning off, or maybe you're going in later, I've got some tea. I'm out here by the pool listening. Just listen for a second. Doesn't that sound amazing? I mean, that's what brings peace and tranquility. It could have been very, very frustrating to get in a bad mood because I had everything set up for you. I had this entire show ready to go, and I went inside to get my tea, and I came back out and I had a black screen. How many of you, this is all about how you find patience in life. And this is one thing that I can teach besides our topic of the day, but I looked up and I smiled and I said, God, all that matters is the message, right? All that matters is the message. That's what they are coming here for the last almost 4.5 months. People are coming for the message, not the fact that I want to be on right at 7 o'clock for you. Yes, I mean, that's the old mindset of television, right? It's the newscast. It starts at 7 a.m. We set our alarms, and that's always the goal. But that's not what always happens in life. The best laid plans don't always happen, right? Well, that's what happened here. I went inside to get my tea. I came back out and I was like, where'd my screen go? Well, the outlet. See, because it takes a little bit to set up outside and have everything going like we normally would on the inside, but have this whole little display out here going on for you. And when I came back, my screen was black. Everything was gone. And I'm like, come on, give me a break. But here's the beautiful thing. I'm able to sit out by the pool. That's what matters. The positivity of the fact that we're on. It doesn't matter if we didn't get on at 7 o'clock. We're here for you. And we're going to go maybe a little past 8 o'clock if we need to. But we're definitely on for 45 minutes. And let's spend that wisely. Let's connect on a high level. Today's actually has to do with relationships, connection, trust. And I want that on every level. So this is something that affects everyone. You should be able to be on here for a while and interact. I said I want to hear from you because if you've been hurt in relationships, maybe you can hear from the community of things to protect you in the future. Now, when I talk about relationships, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, long-time marriages, or brand new, the fun, the giddiness, the butterflies in your belly, the newness of a dating relationship. I'm talking about best friends. I'm talking about mother-daughter relationships, father-son relationships, sibling relationships. See, this affects everyone, all ages, all men, women, both. Okay. So as you sign on this morning, let's talk about that. And let's also just get you into the weekend with a really great place in your heart and your soul, your happiness that I'm looking for all of you. And let's just kick it off on a good Friday. Good morning, Marilyn. Great to see you last night as well. Well, thank you. You're very sweet. Great to meet your hubby. Yep, he's so kind. And to see Lori again after all these years. Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? So Marilyn and I did exactly what we promised. So when you make a promise, you got to follow through on it. We went out and saw the 100th show from Johnny Chase, and it was the best I've seen him, by the way. He was fired up. He was ready to go. He had a friend in from Colorado. He had his sister performing. Wow, does she have a great voice? Of course, just like Johnny, a lot of talent in that family. So we went out to Cottleville Wine Cellar. Kudos to you all, by the way. I've never been there before. Your staff was incredible. Great wine, great food, great music, really incredible music, and wonderful friends that came out. So Marilyn, by the way, thank you for supporting Johnny. Johnny Chase and Sherry Anderson were both on my show about 3 weeks ago. Great show. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it because the journey that man's been on, wow, what he's able to overcome and the beautiful talent and art that he's able to give to the world. Sean, good morning. Kathy Holden Reed, how are you? Good morning outside enjoying this beautiful morning. There you go, Linda. All of you, I want you to get out. All in. All right, Marilyn. I asked everybody the other day, are you all in? So if you see people saying all in, it's a new thing we're going to type. I want all of you that are regular guests of the show, regular viewers and listeners of the show, and then brand new people, I want you to all understand that if people start typing all in, I don't want you to feel left out. What it means is I asked everybody, are you all in? Are you finally ready to take back your life? Are you finally ready to have what you deserve in your life? Well, it's all in what you put into it, right? It's the mental and spiritual and the physical side of what you put in. And we asked about journaling. If you have one, open it up and do something with it. I have pages and pages of notes from this one yesterday. This one called You Got This. So I have journals all over the place, but the two are now my pretty one that I love. Again, this is a kind of got that pony hair feel. Get one that you like to look at. Get one that has a great message on the front, like this one. It's a simple, You Got This. Here's the cute thing, though, I mentioned to keep you focused and motivated. Maybe you need little things throughout. Well, Crystal Wyrich that put this one together for all of my people at the retreat, and this was an extra one that we had. You see the one in this on the set that says "Know Your Value." Well, this one says "You Got This," and throughout it, look, little stickers that she put in to keep you on track. Don't give up. So as you're coming to that page, I feel glorious. I mean, cute little things that you can make your own. Be happy not because everything's good, but because you can see the good in everything. Boy, does that not fit today? And choose joy. Oh, there goes my pen. Always stay humble and kind. First of all, it's a great song. Secondly, it's the message my mother taught me forever ago. And the whole thing about seeing the good in everything, isn't that true? Like I said, this whole thing could have made me frustrated. And my husband was like, what's going on? And I just sat here in the calmness of nature and said, it's okay. We'll be on. My best friend, Michelle, sent me a text and she said, are you coming on? I said, yep, we got this. Power went out. Be on in just a few minutes. It's okay. We're all on here. Look, there's 30 people on a Friday and we're ready to have fun together. We're ready to give to the community. So all of you that are on, here's the very first thing I'm going to ask you. And we're going to go back and forth because today I want to hear from you in your relationships. Okay, ready? One word, just one word. We're going to start with this. What is one thing that comes to mind immediately? Don't overthink this. Like in your gut and in your soul and in your heart, what comes out of you to say, what's the number one thing to keep a relationship thriving? Okay, just one. And then we're going to go deeper because it's always easy to just fill in the blank of something, fill in the continuation of the sentence. When you're in school, I always think that we think only with our brains, and sometimes we have to go, especially depending on the class, go a little deeper in our heart and soul. So I have some of my life coaching clients do this workshop with me, and then I say, now come back next week, and this time fill it out from your heart. So this is going to go deeper, but immediately, really, this probably came just from your mind. What's one word that you can think of that keeps a relationship thriving? Okay, we're going to interact with you. Let me go back and see any of the comments I missed. Let's see. Yes, all in. I have many journals. One from my thoughts, messages from what I'm reading, a food journal. Oh, we haven't even talked about that. That's phenomenal. That's a great way to keep you on track from overeating. A food journal and now a physical fitness journal. Yes, Kathy is all in right there. Kathy started her personal training journey with me, and I'm so thrilled to have you. Support and empathy, Dwayne says. By the way, hello, Dwayne. Dwayne's one of my great friends. He and I talked for years about doing a speaker series together. I'd love to still do that, though, my friend. We never got a chance to do it. I hired him to speak at a gym that I used to be a part of. Loved it. What an incredible message he had. He's a great speaker, by the way. So follow Dwayne Bess on Facebook. I don't know. Are you also my friend on Instagram? He's wonderful. And then he came in and we were able to outfit him in some wonderful custom clothes. You know, I do custom design work for men and women. So he just picked up his jeans and his polos and his, that's the thing. When we talk about custom, it used to always just be suits, right? Suits and sport coats and shirts and all for men. Not anymore. I love it. So now we've got like athleisure wear, things like Lululemon pants. It's so, so cool. So Dwayne, love it. Can't wait to see all that on you. What else am I missing? Okay, get outside is what I'm saying. If you are just getting up, get out. Sit out if you have an opportunity. If you're not going into work or maybe you're going in later, sit out. Enjoy this. I mean, it is so pretty out. It was actually a beautiful night last night also. If you missed out last night, you have the opportunity right now. Okay, we're going to fill in the blank of the first thing that I asked, which is, what do you think it takes? One word for a relationship to thrive. So Dwayne says support and empathy. So he gave me two. I love that. And he just got married, by the way. So congratulations to you, my friend. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Barbara. And another Barbara saying that she's all in. I love that. So if that's the other thing you can fill in. If you're all in, write those words as well. Great to see you. Yes. Honesty. Linda, good one. Michelle says trust. Friendship. Communication. Okay, Rose says communication, and so does Leona. Connection. Okay, that was actually in the title of my show today. It says we're going to talk about relationships, connection, and trust. Michelle said that Dwayne is the nicest guy, isn't he? I just love him, and he's just so stylish. Beautiful, cool morning. Feet in the grass. There you go. Listening and caring, Barbara says. Sherry says communication and honesty. I absolutely say communication as well. Donna says she's all in. Dan, good morning to you. 37 people on. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. We are professing the tools that are needed in an incredible relationship. What did I say, God? Didn't matter when we came on. All that mattered was the message. See, this is how I have to get you to find that calmness and peace in your life. It didn't matter that we weren't supposed to be on, evidently, from 7 to 7:11. We were supposed to be on at 7:12 and keep going with you. Good morning, Dana. Happy Friday to you as well. It is the Real Monica Adams Show. And if you're brand new to the show, well, welcome, by the way. There's so many great things that we've been doing, but it's okay that you've missed some of it. All those wonderful shows are on my Facebook page. A lot of them are being dropped on YouTube. New shows, by the way, went out on YouTube last night, as well as the audio podcast platform. And so that's on, I know a lot of people are watching on Apple iTunes. We looked at the analytics. A good 60% of our audience is on Apple iTunes. If you didn't realize we were on there, well, now you have that opportunity wherever you get your podcast, whether it's iTunes or iHeartRadio or Spotify, for the last 5 weeks. So we've got 5 shows for you to watch on there that you may have missed, or now you want to listen to them because you watched them and you take it in a different way, right? Our senses are alive in many different ways. Sometimes it's a visual we want to see. Sometimes we just want to hear the message. Yesterday's had to do with artificial intelligence and how it is affecting every field. And we talked really in depth about how it's going to affect, already affecting, and in the future affecting the medical field. That's the one with Dr. Richard Lehman. It was a really great show. So listen in on that. There's a lot of opportunities for you to take in a wonderful message. Okay, I'm all in, says Rose. Not easy, but in the right direction. Relationships, just like a line from a song. Don't take more than you give. Boy, isn't that true? I have talked in the past about, yes, it's always going to be the up and down roller coaster, but don't always take. Okay, let's just talk about a relationship where the person's not living in your home. It's a friend of yours. It's your parent. It's your sibling. It's your coworker. If they forever see you here, right? It comes up on the phone as your name and they go, okay, hang on, I got to prepare for this one because all they're going to do is gripe or they're going to have drama. Well, if that's the case and all you ever do is take, that's not the balance of a relationship, is it? Not at all. You need that beautiful give and take. Absolutely. Misty, good morning. Misty says trust and communication. Okay, for all of you that are just tuning in, today's show is a big interaction of you filling in the blank. We're just starting with this one. In a relationship, what do you think is the one word that it takes for the relationship to thrive? And again, you may immediately think of a romantic relationship, but now I want you to go deeper. Would you change your answer if you're thinking of a parent-sibling relationship? Would you change your answer if it had to do with a friendship? Would you change your answer if it had to do with siblings? Because I will tell you, no, not my answer. My answer is support and communication. I'll use both of them. Since Dwayne got 2, I get 2. Support and communication. Without the support, there's nothing. Trust, though, of course, is another one. So if I can have 3, it would be those. And that is the way I think with my mind and my heart and soul. So those come from not just here, but deep within. Experiences also from the past, right? That connection that we have, the connection that we have found one time, and then we feel that we lost it because we are at fault by not doing the things that we're talking about. Marilyn says respect. Yeah, you can keep adding, by the way. Now you can go deeper. Now you can go and tell me if you would answer different if you didn't think just from your mind. That if you thought of your heart and soul answering the question, would you add to it? Now you can go ahead and add. Trust and communication for all relationships. Right. I agree. It doesn't have to just do with romantic relationships. Now, here's why I say communication and trust and support. Because I've looked at relationships that have failed. I've looked at relationships where there's a lot of drama. I have heard from friends that are suffering in their relationships, and they have absolutely, positively no communication with their partner. So right now we are talking about a romantic relationship. The only way for that to thrive is communication. So if that person comes home from work and you say, hey, how was your day, honey? Yeah, it was fine. Do you let that go? Now, I'd love to hear from men. If you say, yes, that's fine to us, on the other end of this, as a woman, we know that there's more to that. Sometimes we want to pull more out of you, and we're trying to figure out. So this is the whole thing of the difference between the sexes, right? Men are from Venus, women are from men are from Mars, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Isn't that how it goes? Either way, it's always like we're from different planets, and sometimes it's feeling like alien beings. We're trying to read them. We're trying to help, or so we think. We think we are trying to support, right? I'm always, Jim's in a rough career, right, as a police lieutenant. And if he comes home and I have no idea what he saw, what he went through, what was in his day, but I can see it, I can read it on him. I'd like to know about your listening capability, your skills of listening. How good of a listener are you? Or is it all about you? That's another problem in relationships, isn't it? Do you know how to listen? Do you have patience, by the way? Patience is another big thing. I'm giving you a lot of things for you to write down in your journal today of, wow, yeah, the more I think about myself, the more I don't think I'm a good listener. Do you say that? Like, do you feel that in? I can say, so that wouldn't be a statement from me. I have had so many people say, Monica, you are truly a fantastic listener. Well, I think I've worked on that a lot over the decades. I think that's the one thing that's made me a really great interviewer, really obviously skilled in my field. I mean, in television and radio, you have to. When you're trying to get a really good interview out of somebody, you can't be thinking about your next question. So relate this to your relationship. If you're asking someone, how was their day? How are things going? How was your work today? And you can see it on them, you read it on them, you listen to them, and they say, it was fine. Like, okay, if I delivered that to you, do you think there's a little bit more I'd probably like to release? But as I was saying, women might be a little bit more apt to give you more, open up their heart and soul and say, I need to talk about this a little bit more. I don't know that I need to do it immediately. Let me grab some tea, or let me grab some water, or maybe it's in the evening and you say, let me grab a glass of wine. I just want to calm down a little bit. And maybe you're not ready, but if you communicated that, this is where I say communication is so key. If you communicated, hey, you know what? Instead of saying, yeah, it was fine, it's also on us to be honest and to open up a little bit more. Don't just say the one word of it's fine. Say, you know what? It was rough, and honey, you are the exact person I want to come home and talk to. Or you pick up the phone and say, can you meet me if the person's not living in your home? Can you meet me in about an hour or hour and a half? I'd love to just get out, and I just want to tell you about the day, but I also want to have fun. So see, there's the give and take, and there's the balance of life that I'm trying to teach you. Is maybe give the goal of where you want the evening to go, that it's not going to be all about the drama of work. The person who loves you, they've probably heard it. They know that you're frustrated with your job. That's a whole nother podcast where I say, why do you stay in something that you don't love? That there is a way out of those things. I would like for you, though, in your relationship, and this is how I think it works better. It's the communication between you and your loved one to say, it was a really rough day. You are the perfect person for me to talk to. I'm just going to get it out, lay it out on the table. I'd love to hear your feedback. So again, it's not just all about throwing it out there, laying it on the table, and not caring what the person wants to give back to you. It's about, I'm going to put this out there. You might be my problem solver. I'm going to literally give this to you. Now, that's a wonderful thing that people would love to have, is that kind of trust. Here, honey, I'm giving you these issues that won't go away at work. And can you maybe help me with them a little bit? See this, the way it's delivered. It's the calmness in my voice. It's the believing in the person that I'm giving it to, of that kind of trust. Honey, you're the one that helps calm me. Say those kind of words. It's that calmness that I think eases the relationship a little bit more. Don't you agree? I cannot wait to hear what you're saying. We are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to read your comments. We're going to go a little deeper about whether you've changed your relationships and your interaction from past relationships, and if you've learned from them, or maybe today you will, to make yours better. We'll be right back with more from you. Invita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Invita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Invita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Invita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online invitahealthandwellness.com.
Carroll House is now the contemporary furniture design center.
We now have the largest selection of the latest ultra-modern furniture.
Sleek European designs, unique metals, bold lacquers, plush fabrics, and retro styles.
Modern furnishings with exclusive collections only at Carroll House.
Plus free financing, free delivery and setup, and free in-home design.
Visit the St. Louis Center for Contemporary Design inside our 3.5-acre showrooms at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
Warm weather, sand beaches, and boats galore. It's not Florida, it's a Lake of the Ozarks. Florida Direct Palm Trees brings tropical flair to your patios, docks, and yards. From a few feet all the way to 25 feet, there are palm trees for every property. Florida Direct also provides palm tree potting soil, palm fertilizer, large decorative pots, and a wide selection of locally grown tropical flowers and plants to add the perfect accent to your tropical paradise. Florida Direct Palm Trees, bringing paradise to your patio for 14 plus years.
You know, of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com, 314-567-5585. All right, welcome back. It's a Friday. It just feels like a Friday, doesn't it? All right, we have so much to talk about in this show, and I hope that you've been on for the last, 20 minutes that we've been on. If not, if you're just tuning in, thanks for being here with us, by the way. I would love to know how you found the show. Was it an organic thing that you just came across it, or did someone turn you on to the show? If so, please thank them, because this is what we're doing. We are affecting lives together. And today we're talking about relationships. We're talking about connection. We're talking about honesty and trust. So we asked before the break, what does it take for a relationship to thrive? One word, if you can only think of one word. And I said that majority of times that we answer those things from our mind only. Now, if we thought through our heart and our soul, would you answer that question different? And I also said, do you think when you answer that question that you're only thinking that this works in a romantic relationship, or is it in all relationships? My belief is if we think of the biggest ones, and for me, my three, so now give me three. Can you give me three? My three are communication, support, and trust. Or did I say respect? Oh, see, there's probably four for me. Respect is such a big one, but holding someone up and being their support system is so key, I think, in every relationship. So now I'm going to think about Jim and I just asked him, by the way. I said, would you join me? And he said, absolutely not. What kind of support is that, Jim? Jim is not big on getting in front of the camera. So he used to laugh and say, I'm a very private person and I married a very public person. And I was like, yeah, you did. So sometimes I'm hoping he will join me. I thought today was such a bonus. I was hoping that he would, that my clients had to cancel. So it's a special one that I was able to do for you on a Friday. We're normally at Mark Anthony's on Friday, but was able to be with you here today. People are, by the way, also saying all in, and I don't want you to be confused and feel like you're left out. I never want anyone in this community feel like they're left out. All in means that you are ready to be the person that you want to be, that you will give it all, that you will do your mental, physical, spiritual side of what you need to do. And then in relationships, you'll give your all, right? So I'm all in. And when I asked about this, it was 3 days ago. So Marilyn said that she's all in on day 3. I love that. So if you see that, by the way, that's what that means. Okay, we're going to go back to your comments. I love the interaction that we have today. Good morning, Dana. Let's see. If you miss a live show, yes, Michelle is not only one of my best friends, but also a moderator. So when you see comments from Michelle, if you're new to the show, Michelle is the one that's helping on my team to let you know about things that you might not know about if you're brand new to the show. I love it. And we've seen, by the way, the biggest audience live that I've ever seen right here, right now. And that's due to the blessings that I asked from above. If you did just tune in, a lot of people are used to waking up, setting their alarm, and they're like, oh, Monica's going to be on at 7 o'clock. And we had power issues here, so we didn't get a chance to come on until about 10 after. And like I said, it could be really frustrating, and you could get so angry, so upset, and just let your blood pressure boil and everything. But why? You have to find patience, and I think patience is a big part of a relationship as well. Don't you agree? Patience and the listening aspect, and the more you have, you really work on that particular. I think it is not a thing that happens overnight. If you've been a person who wasn't a good listener, you're always waiting to butt in. You're always in the mindset of your way or no way, or I'm always right. Those things don't work for you, do they? I mean, I literally would say, how's that worked for you in past relationships? Probably it hasn't. So to open up and make your relationships better. I talked in depth with someone yesterday about relationships, which is why I knew today would be that topic. And they said, wow, you know what, Monica? Yeah, I have failed a lot. And I love the fact that they said it, right? Own it. The more you own it, I think the better person you are, which means you have more to give to your current and your future relationships. I mean, nothing's to say that your friend's going to be around forever. And if they're not, for whatever reason, they go away from you. Okay, so then you have to learn what happened. Was it you at fault? Was it them? Normally, it's a connection of both. Don't we agree on that? I wouldn't put it all on you, but you do have to look deeper into your soul. So when I say don't just answer things from your mind, you got to go into your soul, got to go into your heart and think, was it me? Was I at fault for the fail of that relationship? Okay. Happy Friday to all of you, by the way, that are coming on. So trust and communication is what a lot of people are answering, wanting to hear from you. We've got almost 50 people on right now, and I want to hear about what you think can happen for your future relationships. Because if all the other ones have failed, then you have to look more inward, don't we? Be more introspective to say, is the common denominator me? Am I the one that's made these fail? If so, then I need the help of the community and everything that they're saying for me to help the relationships. So you can also be very honest with us right now and tell me, are you struggling in your relationship? A romantic relationship, a friendship relationship? Are you struggling with your parents and a disconnect between the siblings or the mother, daughter, father, son, or flipped around? You tell me that. Let's see. Pamela says, good morning. Marilyn, okay, we're back to respect. Trust, communication for all relationships, connection, effort. Oh, wow, that is a good one, Dana. Effort, trust, and communication. See, we're back to the power of communication. Compassion, great word. Unconditional love. No, I would not change it, but I would add support and communication. See? And this is why we do what we do as a community, because you think of words, and I'm hoping that you actually do write in your journals. If you're struggling in a relationship, maybe think more about what the rest of the community is saying that can help you in yours, in any facet. And sometimes you got to let go. I tell a lot of my private life coaching clients, get out of your own way. Okay, that's a good word, a phrase you should write down. Get out of your own way, right? Stop thinking so highly of yourself and putting in this massive ego that people have. Let go. We talked yesterday about being real and authentic. Show more of who you really are. Stop being so afraid. I went deeper, by the way, on that topic last night, and it was really great with the life coaching class that I had. They went deeper into that, and we talked about why people are so scared to show who they are, the judgment of it all. And we were trying to build confidence. Many times you need more confidence in your relationships. I think the biggest thing you need to do, by the way, write this down, find your voice. You need to speak more. That's the whole art of communication. But I think when people think of communication, it's like, okay, yeah, well, maybe I need to open up and tell him or her a little bit more. No, you got to actually find your voice. That's a whole nother thing besides just the word communication. It is, do you speak your truth? Do you? I'm asking you right now. Answer the question, yes or no. Do you speak your truth? Or do you think, oh, I can't say all of this. I'm going to suppress that emotion. I'm just going to say what he or she wants to hear. Okay, these are a lot of things that you can interact with. No, I would not change it, but I'd add support and communication. It's a wonderful one, Linda. All the above and being spontaneous. And good morning to you as well, Karen. Spontaneity is a beautiful thing. Okay, so Misty says, no, I would not change it. So what I was asking, by the way, if you are just tuning in, I was asking if you would change it depending upon the relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's friendship, whether it's the parental child, or it's the sibling relationship, or it's a relationship with someone you work with, a coworker, just an acquaintance. I think if the more you give yourself in the same way in all those relationships, watch how beautiful they all fill in around you. Okay, love, support, and having a great support system, very important. I've learned with my situation I'm in now with my health. I thank God for them all in my life, and I thank you for this podcast. Well, thank you, because one of the things you have to understand is if you all didn't come on, and we're talking about you receiving the message live or getting the message later, maybe taking it in pieces, 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. We've had a longevity of our audience today staying on, which is a beautiful thing, popping up to 50 and staying right around that 40 to 50. A lot of you are able to stay on a Friday. I love it. That's good to know for me, by the way. But for those of you that pop on and say, hey, I got to run, I do hope you come back to it, because there are pieces that you would miss, that you would need. And the more you tell people and the more people watch this, the more we can continue this kind of content. So remember, this is a full-time job. This is something that I'm all in for. I say I'm going to be here for you Monday through Friday, and I am either live, which is my preference because we can do this, or sometimes we'll have very impactful recorded shows. Some of those are coming up, like the show on Gilbert and his story. I hope you had a chance to see that. So yes, it is a blessing for me, Misty, to have you and everybody else tuning in and interacting with us and being here for us. I thank you, and I thank our sponsors, who we could not do it without them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have this show and continue this show and where we want to go with the show, by the way. Compassion and unconditional love leads to healthier communication. Yes, so it's the things that relate to each other, Donna. Very good point. How do we get to healthier communication? We are compassionate. We unconditionally love. You may not like the person all the time, but you do love them, I hope. And if you find your way to not loving them anymore, then you have to think pretty deep as to whether you belong in that relationship. Don't just go through the motions of it. You got to go all in. Good morning, Julie, as well. Dana, what is Dana saying? Oh, hang on. I got stuck here. All right, we're going to come back because I just got all the way down to the beginning messages. It is not the easiest thing to do on this mouse. Let me go back here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, a lot of good ones. Oh, I like to hear from the guys. Here we go. I'm Italian. I butt in a lot. I got too much to say. I'm working on that. Okay, all that matters, Rose, is that you're working on it, right? Don't ask questions that you'll get one-word answers. Very good one. That is a really good one, Dana. And Rose, that's so funny, right? Do you also talk with your hands? I think the majority of Italians that I've been around, you can't talk if I tied your hands underneath you. It's not just, it's definitely an Italian thing that I've seen, but I think it's others as well. Thank you for being honest about that, by the way. Let's see. Flexible. Okay, Joe says be flexible, relax, lighten up. After an argument, move on and forget about whatever the disagreement was about. In the broad scheme of life, just about all arguments between two people in love are insignificant, right? Because if you ask them after the fight, maybe a week later or even a day later sometimes, do they even know what started it? You know, so many times people are in therapy and they talk to counselors, and the counselor will ask, or the life coach will ask them, so what's the biggest breakdown in your relationship? What are the fights all about? And they look at each other and sometimes they'll laugh, right? You find the calmness and you ease back into the compassion that they have for one another, and they laugh about it. And they're like, I don't even know. I was mad at him. It was all about the laundry. He didn't throw his socks in the right laundry basket. That's not what it's about. It's those simple little things where you're just brushing the surface. You've got to go deeper and find, well, what is the issue? Okay, let's get down to the issue. And what do you do in that? You communicate. That's the difference. You communicate. And I think that's one of the biggest ones. The more you all find that if you're not communicating properly, that's probably the breakdown in your relationship. Okay, let's look. I stayed with mine, Stephanie says, for 15 years. I had to move on. I tried everything. Good. You know what? That's all we ever ask. Do you give 100, I'd say 110%, 150%. It really is, kind of like the thing that we're saying. Are you all in life? Did you give it your all? If you can honestly say yes to that question, then you know what? You've done all that anybody can ask of you. But you really have to sit with that one and say, do I have even a little bit more? I know relationships where people told me, I think I'm going to get a divorce. And I always want to help them. Like, why? That's final. You really ready for that? Yeah. Hold on. Are you sure? Are you hanging on by even a thread? Okay, well, let's see. If you even have a thread left, then there's hope, isn't there? There's hope. I have watched very good friends swear that they were done. But I said, you've got a thread left. A thread can take and turn a beautiful outfit from just a tiny thread, right? It's so minuscule, but there's something there to turn it into something beautiful. It's that analogy to look at. If you have a thread, then you have something left, some hope to make something beautiful, just like the outfit. Opposites attract, just like you and Jim. Your yin, it's yin and yang. So yes, he's my yin and my yang. John and I were miss him so much. This month will be 5 years. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. My healing energy going out to you, Marilyn. Yeah. So in the respect of him being more private and me being more public, yes, but we have a lot in common. And I do think, yes, there are aspects of opposites attract. Sometimes if you're too opposite, though, I think that's hard for a relationship because you're trying to share common likes, interests, common goals. And if you're so different, I don't know that is long lasting in a relationship. We have so many things in common. We both absolutely support each other. We both love the arts. We're both very athletic minded. We both love to work out. We both really truly do want the best for humanity. I mean, I could go on and on and on. He's learned to love to dance, which of course you know I love to do. So yes, there's other things. Now he's a big history buff, and that's not my thing at all. That's where you split off, and you have to have your own identity. Let's see. I can relate to Rose. I come from a very large family. As kids, we all talked at once, so you had to talk loud, sometimes butt in to be heard. Okay, all that reminds me of is growing up and thinking of my cousins that lived right around the corner from us in Florissant. And yes, they had an Italian father, and then of course their mother is my mom's sister. 9 of them in the family. And yes, when there's that many, you've got to fight for attention. You've got to fight for trying to say what you want to say. So they are very loud and they all talk at once. And I love every aspect of that. That's the part of life. I love family, and I hope you do as well. There's so much you can get out of that. All right, let's go back here. Michelle, thank you. By the way, Michelle posted Gilbert's story in case you missed that. Good morning to Bill. Finding your voice and active listening. Kathy, absolutely. Be authentic and stop saying what you think others want to hear. Yeah, Jerry, that's the whole aspect of yesterday's show. Are you showing who you are, or are you being who they want you to be? There was also a really good part that came up in last night's class that had to do with conforming to society and society's wishes for you and what they try to mold you into, right? Stop pushing things on people. Let them be who they want to be. Ooh, laughter. I've been waiting for that one. I said I want to go into the weekend in this great mood. Laughter is like the best medicine, right? We always hear that, and it is so true. It's really hard to lie and argue with your partner when they're laughing with you. Yes, laughing with you, not at you, right? Laughing with you. Rose said, I'm blessed in my relationships, have the most awesome people in my life because we do your top 3 things. I love it. Thank you. And see, this is why we're here, that we give you the tools to change your life. Good morning, Bill. Like-mindedness. Yeah, that's a good part, right? Like-mindedness will help. Like-mindedness, if you're on opposite ends of faith, politics, and character, it is tough. Leona, that's a really good one. All those things that we're told not to talk about at parties. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about abortion. Some of the big ones, I think I would probably start adding in guns because it just gets people in arguments of what their thoughts are. Yeah, like-mindedness is big. And it goes back to opposites can attract, but I think in general, you should have a handful of things in common because that's what keeps it alive. You also, I like the fact that somebody said spontaneity earlier. I'm just going to say it. You got to spice up your relationship. Okay, let's get spicy now. I told you we'll go beyond 8 o'clock if we need to because we came on about 10 or 11 minutes behind due to the power issue here. But I love the fact, look, I could have come on to you from inside because my husband even said, I was setting up in the kitchen and trying to find the extension cord. And I think he looked at it as like, are you going to do your show in the middle of the kitchen when I want to watch TV? And I'm thinking, no, honey, just wait. I'll get out of this area. And he's like, well, aren't you going to go up in the office? And I said, are you kidding? It's so pretty out here. I mean, I almost could put a jacket on. It's a little chilly. It's so gorgeous out that I want you to just get out and I want you to be in a great mood as you head into the weekend. And a lot of it is, let's just relax. Let's think about our relationships. And then let's think, what could we do to spice it up? Now, I'm just going to go here because this is the real side of Monica. I have always been an Android user, and I recently, in January, got an iPhone when I launched this brand and launched the business. So I have two phones, which a lot of people think is hilarious. My one friend, Mark, said, you could connect them together. And I said, that's okay. This gives me the beauty of what I'm used to, Android, and then the iPhone. Well, on the iPhone, I will give it this. And I went all in, by the way. When I do something, I don't just do it a little bit. I just jump all in, both feet. I got the watch as well. Well, on the watch, it'll give me the mindfulness that I need to do. It will remind me to pause and reflect. But then the other day, I had a little time on my hands and I started to go deep into what this amazing thing can do. I know we were talking about artificial intelligence and technology, but there's some beautiful things that it allows us to do. So I was looking at all the things from a health standpoint that it'll track for you. And it was really amazing to see what it can pick up on. So I have a client that has AFib, and it was like, it can't detect that, but it can detect different things in your heart rhythm. Well, then I started looking more and more, and I was looking at things that it picks up on. It also helps you with if the place that you're in is too loud, the decibels. It's really trying to take care of you. Now, here's the part that I thought was funny. It said, oh gosh, I forget what they put it in there as, but it's something about sex. And I thought, wait a minute. How does it know how often you're having sex? I'm just going to go here, right? So it made me laugh, first of all. And I agree with, I think it was Joe earlier that said, you got to have laughter in your relationship. So I came out and I looked at Jim and I said, look, one of the things that says it's tracking is sex. And he goes, what? And I said, I don't know if it's the movement or what when you're wearing the watch. And so one of my clients made me laugh so hard and she goes, look, you should regularly take the watch off. And then when you go like this to put the watch on, you can go, hey, Jim, it's time. Literally, it's time. What's it time for? No, that's not what it is. What I looked into it, you actually have to fill it in, which I thought was interesting, but it also is a show I want to do in the future, which goes back to, do you schedule sex? I mean, how willing are you to answer this question? I remember a friend of mine, doesn't matter who, a long time ago, and she used to say she would fill in the calendar, and she would say, today is it had nothing to do with, by the way, that they were trying to have a baby. This was after the fact, and it was still making time for that, which, by the way, you do need to make time for each other, but you have to do this and it'll track it for you. I think it's a good thing, though. It's kind of like your journaling, that you go back and go, wow, it's been a month. It's been 2 months. We haven't been together. We haven't made time for each other. Well, that might be a really great way for you to find your way back to the romantic side of your relationship. Are you spending too much time at work? Are you spending too much time when you come home taking your work from the office to your house? You're not spending time with the person that you love the most. And I do like the fact that someone said friendship in a romantic relationship. My husband always says, aren't I your best friend? And I said, well, sure, you're one of them, honey. I mean, I guess it is a really good point that he brings up, and it's a part that I'm listening to, but he says, well, you're my best friend. And I said, yeah, I guess I just look at it as, I've always thought of it as a separation, that I have all these incredible friends and some best friends, right? A handful of really best friends. But yeah, I guess so. Like when I say my mom is one of my best friends, my husband's one of my best friends. He wants that title, though, of, I think I should be your first best friend. Well, there's a lot of things that he is to me. And so wouldn't we want to take care of that person? And when it's a romantic relationship, you are in that marriage, you have to make time for the physical side as well. And if you don't know that, you can track it on your Apple phone. I'm just saying. I wanted to bring that up to you. I'm going to see what you're all saying about that. Let me go back for a second. A lot of good mornings. Opposites attract. Love Jim. He was great on air for the ribbon cutting. Right, Michelle? I agree. I was proud of him getting out of his comfort zone. And he did so good, which is why I was hoping he'd come on today. In fact, I wish he was out here right now because he would laugh at what I just said. Yeah, Joe was talking about being flexible. Well, you can relate that one to our current topic too, if you want to. Be flexible, relax, and lighten up. I love that. To move on after those arguments, people need to vent and talk. Right, that's what I started with. Was let them come home and ask them what's going on. Don't let them just say that they're fine. Don't let that go because they do need to talk. But we also need to let them relax a little bit before they want to open up and talk about that. Donna says yes, balance. Right, it's the whole aspect of the balance of life I'm trying to teach you. This type of balance in your relationship. Donna says absolutely agree. Having support and compassion along with love. Candy, great one. Have to be secure in yourself to offer empathy. Spirit to spirit, great one, Donna. I love this. I hope I didn't miss anybody's. I'm trying to go back and forth because these topics that we're in jump down. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, everyone. Jerry says, okay. Good morning, Monica. My Bob, let me see if I can get this one. My Bob always knew how to keep me calm, always made me laugh. I never knew what he would say. Right. So you don't want someone to be predictable. I think that's when you get bored in a relationship. Don't you agree with that? You get bored and you have to find the spice again. I don't want you to get out of a relationship. I want you to go all in just as long as you give everything that you can, be their support system, but also make them laugh. Do spontaneous things. Surprise them. I love surprising people. I actually love surprises as well. It's hard to surprise me. My husband he did it really well. I'm 52 now, so on my 50th, boy, he got me good. I did not expect that one coming, but it's those kind of things that you show your love and you go the extra effort because it's not easy to pull something off like that, right? Love spontaneity, love surprises, and just give a little more effort. Laughter, I'm going to go back to Joe's comment. I agree with that. I couldn't be with someone that doesn't make me laugh. Now, Jim always says, Monica probably doesn't think I'm funny. I do. I mean, he's got a definitely different sense of humor than I do. I have more of that slapstick, silly, kid-like humor. I mean, you saw it in the City Museum package. I hope you saw that yesterday. That's me, by the way. That is all in. That's Monica giving you every side of her. I'm 52 years old, but I still act like, well, when it's the right time. I'm not going to say I act like a kid or act like a child. I have a kid-like nature. I have such a love and a zest for life that I'm going to show you that silly side. Don't take yourself so seriously. All right, that's probably a deeper topic we could go into. Don't take yourself so seriously. Kathy, finding your voice and active listening, I'm going to go back to, is such a big part because that goes into what I was asking, which is, do you suppress your emotions or do you find your voice? Speak your truth is the biggest thing. Okay, let's see. Marriage is an everyday job you work at every day to keep it going. I think this can be with friends too. Yes, that's why I said earlier that I believe what we're talking about in relationships is every aspect. If you give what you give in your romantic relationships to your friends, to your siblings, to your parents, to your coworkers, if you give the best aspects of who you are, all of your relationships are going to be better. I believe that. There are times you will disagree. Of course, absolutely, but that's okay. It absolutely is. We are a family of 8 kids. Oh, yeah. You're always trying to fight for your words. So true. We did too, except he said I always gave too much to others. We developed love in each other's interest over time, except he did not like to dance. Jim actually does now, which I love. I told him when we got back together it was Jim 2.0 because Jim 1.0 did not dance. Acceptance and control. Accepting people for who they are, not who you think they should be, and you cannot control anyone but yourself. Too many want to control others. Yes, get control of you. I've mentioned this before, but let me mention it again. If you're not in a dating or a marriage relationship, you know what? If they've been failing, look more introspective, look inside of you and take care of you first, right? Stay out of relationship after relationship after relationship. Find your own confidence. Look deeper inside of you. Work on yourself. When you're really okay and love who you are, watch what happens in every relationship that you're in. You have to find your way to like yourself first before you ever find your way to love. I love who I am and what I give back to the world. I can honestly say that. And that's why I think when I really found my way to, Monica, you've worked on so many things over the years, and I really love who I am. And I want to give more of who I am to the world. I mean, that's really why I stepped away from television, because I wasn't able to give to the world the way I wanted to. And then this platform allowed me to do just that, providing this kind of content that I know the world wants. I mean, look, we've had 50 people on regularly in this last hour. This is what the world's wanting. More of this, less of the negativity of the news. Life's too short. I'm living my best life right now. I love it, Stephanie. Spontaneity, right, Marilyn? Back to that word again. I love it. Nothing wrong with that. The kid is always in us until the day we pass. If ego stays out of the way, Fantastic relationships. Another relationship, my only sibling left, my older brother calls me periodically just to say hello, how am I? And that he loves me. Many friends don't even hear from siblings. We stay in touch, means everything. Yeah, I hope people find their way to the importance of not letting go of siblings, right? Sometimes they say, oh, well, it's blood, and if I wasn't related to them, we wouldn't be friends. Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, it's really hard, especially when we're talking about 7 and 9 kids, that everyone's going to get along. That that doesn't always happen. You migrate to some people more than others, but you find the connection and where they belong in life. Nobody answered my sex question, by the way. Come on, be real, right? Be real. Has anybody ever done that? Scheduled? I just think it's funny, but I do like to actually look at it, because what it's going to do is tell me how busy I am in life. Tell me to slow it down a little bit sometimes, to find that balance. Jim actually loved the fact that I started filling it in. And he's like, yeah, we need more of that. This is why I wish he was out here, because he would be real and say, yes, all of you, tell Monica to slow down so we can have more Monica and Jim time. Okay, Monica, we love you too, and grateful KSDK gave you the opening to start your beautiful journey that you're on, right? Absolutely. Well, I actually have to thank all of it. I have to go back to KJCF and Festus, the beginning of my career. I have to thank KDJR/KHAD. By the way, KJCF is now KJFF, and they're affiliated with J98 Radio. So I have to thank all the way back to the beginning of my career. Then I thank WIL. Then I thank KMOX. Then I thank Channel 2, Fox, and then I thank KSDK. All of that, 30 years, gave me this. You gave me the connection that we have, gave me the following that we have, the reach that we have, and where we're going with this. But let me bring a really good point. Some of you are watching on Facebook, and those are the comments I get a chance to see. Some of you might be watching live on YouTube, because we stream, by the way, on both. And if you didn't know that, you get the aha this morning of, oh my gosh, thankfully, you're not just on Facebook, because I have family and friends that are not on Facebook. So yes, they can watch on YouTube. And I want to stress this again. I watched a really good video yesterday, and she was trying to stress it to her viewers as well. Subscribing to content on YouTube is free. And just remember that, where you're going off and you're paying for Sirius radio, or you're paying for Apple TV and this TV and all these things, this is free content delivered to you. And the only way we can provide it for free is through commercials. And I love the fact that you've all embraced our sponsors and looking for more sponsors, by the way, that want to come on board. Again, I keep asking the community, if you know someone that has an incredible business, or you yourself would like to come on, look at the bottom of my screen right now. My email address is right there. Reach out to me, because that's how we can continue to provide this content to you. This free content doesn't cost you anything on Facebook or on YouTube. And all you have to do is follow me on YouTube. That's what we mean when we say subscribe to my channel. All you do is click follow, and that way you'll get some notifications. You'll be able to see all the content, the free content that's delivered to you, because you're following. And I know that you want more of this. LOL, what was the sex question? I missed it. Donna, the sex question was, do you or anyone that you know schedule sex because you're so darn busy in life that you had to do that? And the reason I'm asking is because I have a very dear friend of mine that when she told me that she and her husband had to do that, and I don't think they do it anymore, or maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't asked in a while. Years ago, she told me that she would look and she'd have it on the calendar. And she's like, if we don't do this, then we don't stay on track. And I was like, I love the spontaneity of it all and the spice of it all. That's how I think it stays spicy. But I don't know if it was Wednesdays or what, and I would laugh because then I knew their sex schedule, and I was like, hey, cheers, today's sex for the two of you. It was that kind of thing. Okay, look, Julie Fabian. I think, Julie, that's a new name. Are you new to my show? Yes, we schedule sex. Hubby works nights, I work days. See? It's a real thing. And that's how to stay on course. I'm going to start doing it. I put it in my Apple phone, and it actually makes me smile because it makes me laugh to say, oh, wow, either we're not doing this enough, or, oh, look, we're making more time for each other. But so evidently it's not a bad thing. It keeps you on track. And I love your honesty, by the way, Julie Fabian. I love it. Kathy says, Rose. Uh-oh. Oh, see, it just jumped on me. Oh, darn it. Where'd it go? Okay, Rose. I have the same with my sister. We talk every day. She is not just my sister, but my best friend. Yes, my sister-in-law and my brother came out to Johnny's show with us last night. Best friends right there, for sure. Kathy said, love your shows. Thank you. Rose says, no schedule, but I did have an aunt who scheduled every Saturday night. So when you saw wine coolers in our fridge on Friday, it was on. See, I love it. Michelle. Okay, Michelle said, share the love. I didn't know you were on KJCF. Yes. See, that was the beginning. Back in 1993. I was there for 2.5 years, I think, before I went to the station in DeSoto. Small world, Kathy says. Jim is going to grab your phone and schedule all the days. I told you we'd have some fun going into the weekend. Hey, yeah, you still have 33 of you on, so we can still go over a little bit. I will read something from the Blueprint for Value book. Yesterday we read, and it was day 7 for Be Authentic. Okay, be kind to yourself. So that's a good one for relationships, right? Let's add this one in. You're a person, not an object or a mistake. Every one of you have value. I want you to remember that. So you need to be kind to yourself first and foremost. We've talked about self-love and self-care the other day. No one is perfect. So that's why relationships fail, and that's why relationships thrive. It is, if you understand, stop having so much pressure of perfection on yourself. You'll understand that things, if you lighten up a little bit, that your relationship will probably get better. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone. It's easy to punish yourself for making a mistake. Just learn from it. Move on. You might even be encouraged to identify by your mistakes. Unfortunately, this type of punishment, though, takes away your humanity and can drain what you feel about yourself, your personal worth. Great news. Mistakes do not define you. Although you cannot eliminate errors, you can take steps to minimize their effects and reduce how often they occur. What you do after you make a mistake, well, that's critical. It's the steps thereafter, right? You're a person. You'll have good days. You'll have bad days. Enjoy the good ones. Be kind to yourself on the bad days. Yeah, that's a good point. When you choose to learn instead of giving up, you affirm your self-worth. Your mistakes no longer consume you. So the takeaway from just that, to be kind to yourself, after making a mistake, think about this in your relationship. After making a mistake, give yourself mercy and the opportunity to grow. Good one, Jeff. Good one for the help in a relationship. And boy, look at this. The next time we read from this book, the next one is exactly what I said, which is listen. Listen more. Be a better listener. Communicate. Don't suppress those things that you're feeling. Boy, this was a fun show, a very impactful show. Hang on, let's not wrap up just yet. The wine cooler comment. My husband gets frisky after having a Truly. Yeah, she said that his aphrodisiac is lemon Trulies, the original, the lemon Truly. Now, I gave one of those to my husband, and he's like, yeah, doesn't do it for me. I'm like, great. Everybody has to find their own thing. I'd have to figure out what it is. I know what it is for Jim. We know how to answer that, don't we? Michelle probably knows. And he actually said the other day, so Jim likes to do laundry. So I'll give this to you. Look at this is all being real. The more real I am, the more you're real, and the more you're laughing at home, the more you're heading into the weekend. He of course, if he was out there, would probably say, Monica, stop saying all this stuff. Jim said that ever since he was a kid, he remembers this. When he was a little boy, he went to the store with his mom, this dress store. And she found him by the mannequin, feeling the stockings on the legs of the mannequin. They had nylons. He loves nylons. Legs. He still loves the legs commercials. Well, first of all, he loves legs. So he's always saying, I love your legs, Monica. You have great legs, and your dancer's legs, or you work hard on leg day, whatever. And he's like, keep it up. Keep it up. I love legs. That man loves stockings. So that is his thing. If he all of a sudden sees me put nylons on, that's it. I don't know that I get a chance to leave the house. I got to run out of the house if I have them on. Okay, so Truly for Michelle's husband, Mike. Not sure what they put in those, but when I see him drinking one, I know it's time to get freaky. This is great. Okay, thanks. Together since 1982. Different shifts too, but never scheduled it. That might be interesting though. See? I'm glad I brought it up. Donna, you know what? Tell me this. All of you that want to be real, think about it. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Here's the thing. I don't think it should always be scheduled, though. I think maybe that's what I wanted to get at. Like, maybe it's a good thing to schedule because you have to keep a promise to each other, right? Put the promise out there. This is going to happen. Put a big red heart over it so that both of you see it. And then also be spontaneous, though. That would be a good thing. Jim does laundry. Yes. Does he have a brother? He doesn't have a brother, but yes, he does laundry. You still wear nylons. What do you mean I still wear? Not right now. No, it's summertime. So no, not right. Well, actually, I will say if we go out to dinner, yes, he will want me to, even though it's a little warm out. But I get cold also. I mean, if you think back, I had a blood clot, so um, my circulation is really bad, and I will get a lot colder on a regular basis before somebody else does. But yes, not always scheduled. Exactly, Julie. Nope, he was designed in a laboratory. Michelle, the laughter this morning is awesome. Why be serious all the time? Exactly, much needed. Right, we're going to dig into some deep topics. We're going to go there and help in the serious aspect of life. But look, what are we without the balance of life, right? I always want you to laugh. It's so key. Hello, Monica. I will be married 30 years in September. It takes trust and communication and date nights. Tammy, very, very true. I think you should. My sister-in-law says that she's been married to my brother for, I don't even know, like 30 something years, or maybe they're coming up on their 40th. Maybe they had their 40th. Their anniversary is in about a week or two. I don't know which one this is, but she said she will forever be dating my brother, and that she thinks that's key, that's her boyfriend and her husband. And it's just that kind of feeling and that kind of mentality. I love it. Yeah, this has been a fun show, impactful show, a lot of tools for you to use. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. I don't want to take any more of your time. It's been exactly an hour. So see, if I come on to you a little bit late, it's okay. I'll still give you my full hour or then some. I mean, look, there's still 33 of you on, which is more than we have on some mornings when it gets crazy busy. But I think Fridays are a good one because a lot of people maybe are off on Fridays or a little bit more relaxed, or maybe they have a split schedule and they go in a little bit later. I don't know. Always wonder how people stopped wearing nylons. They look good. I don't know who did. I know a lot of people that still do. They're beautiful. They make your legs look incredible. And as Jim will always say, it's the feeling of them. He's a very tactile person. So I know a lot of people that still wear them. I mean, obviously they still sell them and they're regularly out. So I think some of the best ones I've ever bought are from Nordstrom. He still loves those. They have that little sheen to them. But I still think it goes all the way back to I don't know if it's the originator. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'd have to check my facts. But not Legs. Legs has some of the best products. Yeah, ladies, by the way, if you've stopped wearing them, wear them again. You might find that, like my husband, that your boyfriend or your husband would love to see your legs in nylons or your legs in legs. Yeah, wear them again. It's never stopped for me because they do make your legs look beautiful. If you watch me on TV, I had them on regularly because my husband loved them. Good to hear. Yeah. Great show. Have a wonderful weekend. Love it. Love you, Monica. Have a great weekend. Rose, you as well. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's not wearing them. Or actually, I guess I do. I know people that do, and I think, well, there's some people that I want to, I want to give them to them as a present because I think they need to. Thank you. Another great topic. Have a wonderful weekend. See you tomorrow morning. Yes, see you at class. Anybody else, by the way, that wants to join Kathy and the rest of them, we have open class for you. Are you ready to be all in? I can help you with the whole all in. Physical classes, let's just do this wrap up. Monday nights, 5:30 p.m., boxing and a lot of fitness involved in that as well. Boxing, fitness. Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. That is, it runs the gamut of what I do in those classes. Thursday night, life coaching. These are all open to you, and I actually have a package now of 20 that you can purchase, and that'll allow you to jump in any of those classes. You can use them for life coaching class and personal training. I have no one to be real with. Do you and Jim have a friend looking for a fun Italian? Let me think about that, Marilyn. I used to love playing matchmaker. It was something I did very well. Thank you for the laughs and your inspiration. Have a great weekend. I wear compression socks. Oh, yeah. See, so you have circulation issues. I understand that. Enjoy the day. All right, we're going to wrap things up. Great show. Love the laughter. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't get in your own way. Okay. Yes. You know, Michelle, that's a good point, because one of the things that I listened to yesterday from a person that I follow, she said so many people will reach out to her with brands that they want her to show on her show. And she's like, the only way that it really started working were things that she just organically would put out there. And so I don't know how many plugs I've given to people that I get nothing from, but yes, it's, you know, this woman that I love, that I watch, she said the new way of being an influencer and providing content, that there are affiliate links, there are ads that Google just automatically puts on YouTube, and then there's sponsorships. And that's how creators make their living, because this is a whole new way of living, right? This is my job. I mean, there's different facets of my brand that are out there, but this This is a full-time job. Setting up the guests, doing the show for you, thinking about content, all of that is a full-time job. And the only way we can do it is by sponsorships, by content. That the content we're providing is developed from sponsorships that we are able to do, affiliate links, things like that. And she was saying that the things that really work on her show are things that people have associated with her for so many years. And now it's time for her to get paid. And I was like, exactly. So yes, Michelle, very good point. I regularly wear stockings. It's a real thing. My calendar now is complete. Terry, I love that. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. Oh, Amy, you're coming too? I love it. But I'll be at my son. Wait, I'll be there tomorrow, Monica, but I'll be at my son's T-ball from 8:30 to 9:30. You said I'd be there. Sorry. I will be there. Oh, well, darn it. All right, Amy. I'll see you soon then. Everybody else, if you are ready to be all in, reach out to me. There's my email address. You can ask me about anything. You can tell me topics that you would like for me to cover, or you can ask me how you can be involved in the classes and the Zoom links that you would need and where I hold the classes, etc. I want you all to have an incredible weekend. I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Actually, let me forward promote for you. So on Monday, we're going to kick off a new segment, and it's called Getting Real with Real Estate Execs. So are you a realtor? Do you know someone in real estate that would like to be a part of this show? Well, we're going to kick it off with Sherry Stevener. Sherry's going to be my very first realtor that we're going to help you in this crazy world of buying and selling and the market that we're in and what she foresees in the next 6 months to a year, what the market's looking like with regards to the mortgage side and everything. So that's going to be on Monday. On Tuesday, we have Angel Magasano. Angel is the president behind Little Black Book Women of Business. What an empowering organization that is. I actually spoke for them twice now, but the most recent was the Become Conference, where I met a lot of you that are on back in February or March. She'll be on, and we also will have Brian McKenna on, and we're going to talk about how the community. My topic for that day is how the world can change when the community comes together. Boy, the journey he has been on. He had skin cancer, and he's been on quite a journey. Still is dealing with some facets of it. But we want to talk more about, yes, taking care of your skin. That's an important part, but more about how the community helped him. And we may have another part that would be a little bonus. I don't want to say just yet, just in case we can't do it, but he'll be on Tuesday. Some really amazing shows that are coming up later in the month as well. Angel is incredible, isn't she, Marilyn? I've always been in matchmaker mode, got some stories. Me too, Donna. Brian is, what? I don't understand that one. Julie says Brian is. Are you talking about my brother? I don't know if she's talking about my brother. Oh, Brian McKenna. Never mind. There's so many things in my head. Brian McKenna. Yes, Brian McKenna is incredible. Absolutely incredible human being. So he'll be on with us. A very good friend of mine. All right, everybody. Love you all. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'll see some other comments come in, and I'll be sure to come back to those and be sure to interact with you. So whether you're able to take it live or you're watching this on replay, thank you. Keep spreading the word. Let people know that this is the kind of show we're doing, right? We're having fun. We're getting into the topics that affect men and women both and all ages. And I will be here for you as long as you want to watch this show and as long as we have our sponsors. Thank you once again to Invita Health and Wellness, Florida Direct Palm Trees, the palm tree. You can kind of see it over my shoulder right there behind me. They're in the studio as well. I want to thank Aldon, Indoor Air Quality Specialist, and Carroll House Furniture, and more to come. Terry, yes, I'll see you in the morning. To all of you, are you ready to be all in? Reach out to me. I'd love to help you on your journey. Go out and be kind to the world. Love you all. Bye-bye.